Hey folks, welcome back to another episode of On the Grind with Justin Brown. Justin here. How's your day going? Today's April 8th, 2018. It's a Sunday. Nice sunny Sunday where it was supposed to snow like last week, and lo and behold, we have 2 whole flakes of snow. It's amazing what weather will do for you sometimes. I don't know how weathermen keep their job. I know it's been said before by other people. You know, they're the only job where you can lie on a constant basis where you don't get fired. And I think it's gone far enough, honestly. I think weathermen, every time they guess the weather, should have to dress up in clothes appropriate for the day that they anticipated. So if they're expecting all snow today and it's 70 degrees out, I want to see you out in your finest snow coats, toting around a shovel the next time you're on a broadcast, just so you can feel how we fucking feel every time we go out in the morning, dressed stupidly by listening to you. On a slightly happier note, I'm happy to say that we have some official music for the podcast. I know we tried Jimi Hendrix last week, and YouTube reminded me rather quickly that I did not have permission to do so. I think I uploaded a video, and it was good for a few minutes, and then about 4 minutes after I finished the podcast and wrapped everything up, I got an email saying, hey, nigga, nice try, but you got to pay for that. Jimi Hendrix is, of course, copywritten music, so I guess you can't just use it anywhere. But thank you, YouTube, for that reminder. That was great. A little bit of editing I didn't expect to have to do, but that's what happened with last week's episode on YouTube. Again, with my friend Alex Brown on the podcast. But anyway, yes, about to say that I'm happy that we have some new official beats now, licensed to use and everything, by my friend Armand Tate. That's Armand Online on Instagram and Twitter. His sister goes by the name of Tate Beats. The letter T, the number 8 Beats, has graciously, whether she known it or not, let me use one of her older songs to do the intro to the podcast. And now I'll be using that. And if you guys mess with it, please let me know. If I get a very positive response, I'll go back to her and try to get some more for you guys. But I liked it when I first heard it. And just, really enjoyed it. So I wanted to share that. And that's what we'll be using moving forward. It's been a good time as of late, though. Got to see my first Wizards game of the season. Go Wiz over at the Capital One Arena. Make sure I get that garbage right. They were playing the Charlotte Bobcats, and thankfully that's the game I got to go to, mainly because that's the only one they won in their last 5. So I had a great experience for that game. And then I had my normal pissed off at the team experience for the next, 3 or 4 games that they lost. So I'm glad they picked a great day to win. It was a great day to win for me. Me and my girl went, courtesy of my uncle. Shout out to my Uncle Greg. Might not hear this anytime soon, but he got a surgery recently for a cracked plate in his neck from a previous surgery. So he gifted me with the tickets, and I was really appreciative of that. And, his recovery is going well, so happy to announce that too. But yeah, it was a great game to catch. Then we were at Awesome Con that following week, last Sunday. And I like going to Awesome Con. Personally, it's something my girl got me into last year. She really enjoyed going, I guess, before. So last year was my first one. This year is my second one. And it was a lot of, if you've never been before, just imagine like a nerd Super Bowl, if you will. There's costumes, there's games, there's booths, there's boobs, there's pictures, art, famous people you can interview. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff going on. But glad I got to go this week. I got a really nice piece of artwork, which I know you can't see now, but I'll probably post it somewhere if anyone's interested, of Bruce Lee and Enter the Dragon, classic movie. I really enjoy it, so I'm happy I got that piece of art. And of course, just awesome kind of side, there's people in costumes there. Some of it I just don't get. Like, I understand people are like dressed up as their favorite squirrel or, white Japanese guy, but there's just some confusing costumes. Like, I saw this one Asian dude who, he just had on a ladybug costume, like a ladybug onesie and a blue wig, which I hope to God is not a character in a real anime for his sake. But at the same time, I do kind of wish that, because at least that's an excuse. I think it was just this weird, pasty looking, skinny Asian dude walking around, glasses and everything, with a ladybug onesie and a full blue woman's wig, like one of the if y'all ever watched Austin Powers, Spy Who Shagged Me, the first one, the chicks who are robots that could shoot bullets from their nipples, like he had that kind of hair, that 1970s Stepford Wives kind of hair, but it was blue, like Bulma from Dragon Ball Z, if you get that reference. And it was just weird. It's just something that made me realize, like, hey, not a lot of people get out the house. This is their day to do their thing. You see, like, a lot of nerd experts at Awesome Con, where, like, you know, they're dressed in their finest plaid shirt and tie and their cleanest pair of Mountain Dew stained pants, and they're just out there amongst people of their ilk, having a good time, socializing. You think there are people that don't get out the house, but they do. They get out for their Super Bowl. Get out where people understandably go to understand them. Like, this is their AA. This is their, like, I'm an outsider to them. This is their den, their place of comfort. So I understand that. So shout out to people not being, you know, stuck in the house the whole year. And selling me a couple comic books. I got some couple comic books. It's a really nice thing. Hope it's back in DC next year, so I'll go, of course. If not, you know, it was a good couple of years of experiences there. But that piece of artwork was real nice. Bruce Lee and Enter the Dragon. I really enjoyed it so much. I'm actually going to start maybe buying some art soon. Now, don't think I'm going to go crazy. Like, when I say art, I mean like a $15 reprint, $20 reprint of a, you know, a sketch or a design, something cool. But I just want something nice to hang up around my room. I'm tired of looking at this mint chocolate chip paint every single day in here. It's nice, but it's also weird color. You know, I need something a little bit blacker in here. This is a little bit too much fun. I feel like I'm in a fucking a psych ward with a bathroom in the unit. And I guess I can go upstairs to get food and stuff, but it feels like a psych ward when you lock the door and you don't go online. Anyway, that was a little bit of update for me and stuff, you know what I mean? Still in the comedy grind, podcast grind, all that good stuff. That being said, we're going to go ahead and get into the podcast, so stay tuned. Welcome back, y'all. Hey, my guest today on the Grind is a friend I met through comedy, stand-up comedian, and radio host / personality, Mark Carter. Mark's been doing stand-up for about 13 years. He's been in the radio hosting business for a few years, 4 or 5, I believe. And we had a nice little talk today just about both those things and his perspective on comedy. And, well, just listen. All right, guys, welcome back to the On The Grind podcast with your host, Justin Brown. I'm here with my guest today. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
It's me, the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Carter. God damn it.
Wow, what an intro. What's going on, Mark?
Ain't nothing, man. I'm just glad to be here on a Sunday afternoon chilling with Justin Brown, and we gonna shoot the shit and swap spit. Ain't that what they say?
No.
That's not what they say?
Nigga, that's the wrong kind of entertainment business. I'm not swapping spit with nobody.
All right, well, we gonna have a good time.
I do appreciate you, though, being here, seeing as you had another familiar engagement you could have been at.
Oh, yeah.
They would apologize too.
Yeah, they were throwing my grandmother right now as we speak an award ceremony, like basically like a lifetime achievement award ceremony at her church that she's been a member of for damn near 50 years.
It's a minor thing.
Yeah, it's all good too, Justin, because she has Alzheimer's, so she probably won't remember the award ceremony or me not even being there.
There you go.
So
you could just be like, Grandma, you remember?
I was there in the third row. What are you talking about?
Where was you with the hair and shit? All right, that's what's up, man. Fucking okay. So Mark, MarkCarter.comedy.com. Good friend of mine. We've been doing. I've known him probably since I started comedy a few years ago. But how long have you been doing stand up?
On and off, it's been a good 12 years. 12 years. But I had my daughter when I first started. And when I first started, you know how it is, Justin. You out a lot. You know what I'm saying? You out a lot.
Try to be,
right.
Yeah.
And basically when I had my daughter, she was just so cute. I mean, I have a son also, but he doesn't stay with me. But and the point of why I stopped comedy is because I wasn't involved so much in his life, unlike I am now.
Yeah.
I wanted to be really involved in her life. So I said, you know what? Let me put comedy to the side. I was working at the time at Washington Hospital Center.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me put comedy to the side. Let me stay home and be with my daughter and da-da-da-da. Because I didn't want her not to know her dad like she does now. Like now, I can freely, she tells me all the time, when you leaving? You know what I'm saying? Because that's how close we are in relationship. And now she knows this is what daddy does.
Okay.
So therefore, yeah, but on and off 13 years, but I've really been back in the game, I say about the last 7, 8.
Oh, really? 7, 8 years?
Yeah, 7, 8 years. Yeah, you be surprised how fast time flies. You probably thinking you started like 2, 3 years ago. It's probably been about good 4 now, Justin.
I'm on year 4. I started.
Yeah, I was great to say. Yeah, I was great to say.
16, 17, 18. So I've done 3 years and 3 months.
Because RFD's been closed for how long?
Last year. It closed last year.
I thought it's been 2 now.
No.
Yeah, that think it's been 2 now, Justin. I think we're going on the 2nd year.
I hope not.
Yeah.
I could have sworn I did shit there last
No,
year.
you didn't.
Maybe I didn't.
Well, yeah, you did. Because I remember, you're right. Because I remember I came home.
It could.
No.
It was like over the summer.
No, I thought it closed over the winter.
Not this one.
I mean, not this winter. You might be right. It might be a year because I did do RFD in January last year before I went out of town to my mom's birthday celebration / fundraiser.
I want to say it was last like February between February and April.
Oh, okay.
But no, RFD was a great room. We've shouted it out on the podcast before.
Yeah, shout out to Ralph Cooper, man.
Coop, Jason over there with the lights and everybody used to work over there. My man James at the bar.
At the bar, man. Yeah, I missed that place, man.
I know, man. Just heckling people from the. Well, me and Alex Brown were talking about this shit last week. Just how like when somebody went on stage and they ate a dick. Like,
oh yeah.
Wanted to touch them.
Oh yeah, and we
went on stage. It's like, don't get that fucking bomb on me.
And we would just be clowning their ass over in the corner by the back. Yeah.
There's a lot of great spots there and shit. All right, and so you don't only do comedy though, right? Or at least stand-up comedy specifically. Let's specify that. For
right.
The Instagram people out there and stuff.
Right.
Stand-up comedy, but what else do you have going on for you?
What else do I do?
What else do you do? Yeah.
Well, I have a Facebook Live show that I do every day from 12 to 1 o'clock. It's called The Mark Carter Show, where we talk about different things, some celebrity gossip that goes on, some current events that go on, as some relationship and life stuff that we talk about. Like I talked about last week, I needed some help on what should I do. My son is 16. I mentioned him earlier in the podcast. My son is 16 and he got a girl pregnant. And having to try to get that out because, I mean, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to approach situations. So on the Mark Carter Show, we talked about it. And it was half and half. It was crazy. Half people were like, yeah, keep the baby and da-da-da-da. But then the other half were like giving me Ray Carew stories of how we should...
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was how crazy it was. It was like, hey, if you push her down a flight of stairs at the right momentum, at the right angle... I was like, what? Yeah, it was coat hangers. It was coat hangers involved. Oh, my God. It was ridiculous. But that's what I do on the show. I speak a lot of the truth that sometimes about me, that sometimes some of my family members, they kind of get upset about it, where they don't want me to talk so much.
Yeah, how do you handle, like, knowing where to draw the line of what business is okay to put out there and what you're with?
It's hard, man.
What's worth risking? It's
hard, man, because I'm trying to figure that out now because I have people who are working with me to take this show to a real radio station. Okay. You did? So I'm having to try to figure it out right now as I'm doing this because I got into it. Matter of fact, my girl she got mad at me because I talked about that. And she figured that was just something that was supposed to be personal for me and my family. Yeah. And I had to explain to her, I was like, I understand because I did talk about our niece who had got diagnosed with a disease.
Yeah.
and I didn't say her name or anything. Like I think I did. I showed a picture of her, but it was
Yeah, y'all know who this is, but
yeah. But well, I had to explain to her that yes, I understand that because she was mad. The fact is that there was somebody at her job who saw my show and was like just around the office, like, "Oh, I heard you're gonna be a grandmother, girl." Like, and she's like,
oh boy,
yeah. So she's like, "What?" And she called me and was like, "Could you sometimes just not talk about every fucking thing that goes on in your life?"
But at the same time, though,
I had
you have a
to.
fan.
I had to tell her at the same time. I'm not gonna say anything that's gonna make us look at like in a bad light. Like there's nothing that she's gonna be able to talk about. Like I'm not on there talking about, yeah, my girl be farting and stinking up the place when she.
But that's relatable. I get what you're saying.
But that embarrassing stuff that would have my family or my friends not wanting to. Basically, you know how it is with comments, with people around comments, like, "Oh, I can't do this around you. You might talk about that on stage." You know, I don't want people like that around me. I want you to be true to yourself and true to who you are. But just know, if it's some funny shit that goes down, I'm gonna talk about it. But yeah, that I also do social media work for different celebrities.
Okay.
I find memes, quotes, funny videos, serious videos, and I send them to a person who we all on a team together, and they put them on different celebrities' media sites.
Oh shit! I didn't even know that was a job.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not surprised people don't put out their own stuff, but
you'd be surprised what can be a job in comedy. Like when I be hearing some of these guys and some of these girls be like, "Man, I gotta go to work tomorrow." Da 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 da. I be thinking like, well, comedy should be your number one job. Like. Eventually, that should be your number one job. And if you want and love, here's the thing. For me personally, I was for years after I lost my job at the hospital. Then I was working at CVS, and then I quit CVS because they had me doing some fuckboy shit. The dude I think wanted just to see if he was African too, so he was like, "I need you to get to the trash can and push the trash down." I'm like, "You got me fucked up. Hey, you either do it or you go home. You go home or you do it. You make the choice. You make the choice." And I was like, "Nigga, I'm going home. Nigga, fuck that." So after that, it was a struggle trying to find jobs. But what wasn't a struggle was making money through comedy. That has, for some reason, that's always fallen into my lap somehow, some way. And I just had to basically come to the realization, I think about 2 years ago, year and a half, 2 years ago, I was like, let me go and do this shit 100%, find out everything I can possibly do as far as making money-wise in comedy, and you'll be surprised, Justin. We were talking earlier about a room runner. Shit, he started off as a comic, but what did he see? He saw, shit, I can make a whole lot more money producing this shit, and he quit his fucking job.
And that's what a lot of people are trying to do nowadays and shit, too. Which is cool, I mean, but in terms of when you came to that realization that you wanted to go 100%, this is something what me and my girl talk about a lot. Like, we both have decent jobs now. Where it's like, if I stop, it's going to be almost a complete change in lifestyle.
It is going to change.
What did you recognize, or what did you have to end up giving up, making a change from trying to have a part-time job to going comedy 100%?
Well, I guess.
And what kind of reconciliations did you have to do then with? Like,
I guess you got. I ain't gonna lie. I guess you got to give kind of like your dignity a little bit, because you're not gonna make this money. Like you said, you had a good job, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna make the money, so therefore, it's gonna be them nights where everybody wants to go out and eat after a show or something, or have a bunch of drinks.
Oh yeah.
And you can't, cause you like, shit, I'm job broke. You know what I'm saying? That shit hits you like, I got to go in the house. It's been many a times after shenanigans that you got, hey, want to have a drink or buy a drink? I can't just because I'm broke.
That's not me. Like,
no, I know, but I'm just fucking with you. I know,
but
that's the point. I need to spend my money on certain things because it's not coming right. It's not coming in as a normal as a normal like income, right? Like every fucking 2 weeks when you get a paycheck. No, it's not happening like that.
Nice as shit.
So that's for me. That's for one. And I guess that's for really that's it. Just having to stay the course and know that eventually this is gonna pay out in the long run. Because if I stay funny and I stay working at my craft, the money gonna come. I've seen it with my peers. I've seen it with people around me. The money's gonna come. Shit, Seaton had a joke that he did on
Seaton Smith.
Yeah. He had a joke he done on what was it, Late Night with Seth.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might have seen that one.
Yeah, he had a joke he done on Late Night for me. And Seth, he was like, man, I didn't realize, you know what I'm saying, what this TV money was like. He said, I got cocaine money now. Like, but because he's funny and he stayed true to the grind and to the course, there you go. He was able to get a check for some TV money and maybe buy some cocaine. I'm not saying I'm about cocaine with the money, but I if I stay true, it's going to come.
You want to buy that monkey? You have talking about buying a monkey.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm buying, not cocaine. Thank you, Justin. You reminded me.
No
I'm buying a Chipotle. What's it called? One of them little. No, not one. You know, one of them monkeys that the guy has. You know, one of them old monkeys where you.
Michael Jackson monkey, little circus monkey.
Yeah, but you know, little Japan. I forget what the name is. Japan monkeys, but they can. You know, they don't get but so big. So they're not gonna get like Bubbles. Bubbles was a chimpanzee.
Yeah.
And Bubbles got so big he had to send him off to a zoo because he was gonna rip somebody's face off. But not that monkey. The little cute monkey that I can put like a top hat on, and you know.
A fucking Sambo monkey.
There you go. Even though don't call my monkey Sambo though. He's not gonna have blackface.
Entertain white friends when they come over. Don't have to worry about them sticking its dick in their ear either. Shout out to Richard Pryor.
That would be funny though if it did happen.
That lost Richard Pryor, dude. You don't remember that bit?
But it was a hilarious bit. It was a hilarious bit.
Alright. I do want to talk about it a little bit more because, yeah, that's something me and my girl are talking about now. So, like, when you initially made that change to, like, full-time comedy.
When did I initially
make it? What did you do, like, specifically? Like, what were you doing? Like, okay, I'm not doing a job anymore. I'm only focusing on comedy. What was your next step?
Oh, well, my next step was instead of going out and filling the application during the day, do other things on social media. You know what I'm saying? Put my energy towards that instead of putting my energy towards filling the applications, running here and there. Because I ain't got no car, so therefore that's a lot of time consumed on the train and buses, and ain't nothing paying off. Yeah. But comedy is paying off, so let me put my efforts into that. Then by the time I look up, shit, it's 12 o'clock. I gotta do the show. I do the show. After I do the show, work out, write some more, maybe do some social media work, things like that, then get my daughter, then go back out and do comedy. Like if you get a routine down, eventually it'll feel like you feel like you working.
Yeah.
Like I tell my girl all the time, like, you guys get off and clock out. I don't clock out. There's no clocking out. I'm constantly working. I'm constantly writing, constantly thinking about the next idea. Like, I'm going to be starting my own podcast, which I hope and pray that I had to change the name because Eddie Lyles told me the first name I had, somebody already had it.
Yeah, On the Grind. That's me. That's
not that one. I had Not Another Podcast with Mark Carter.
Oh,
somebody has that name. Somebody has that name. So I figured I'd make the chicken and mambo sauce.
Okay.
It doesn't have
specific.
Doesn't have nothing to do with chicken wings and mambo sauce, but I just like the name because I'm a DC guy and I'm gonna have certain guests. So I'm constantly working and trying to get new other avenues. Yeah. And I'm telling you, Justin, when you look up, you'll be like, damn, this is work. Like I'm working, and you'll never stop working.
At all, man. Like I do about one of these every 2 weeks or so, but the amount of time I record for any of these podcasts, I spend about 3 times the amount of time going back and editing and fixing some stuff, shaping it down. And that's because I didn't have like Photoshop before, and Photoshop and some other program that I just got that's going to save me some time with it. Premiere Elements, but that shit is work. It is work. I gotta listen back to it, find the parts I want to keep for the 5-minute version, and then cut out all the, make it feel nice, add in intros, music breaks, a little bit of shit. It's weird.
But what's fun is that you're doing something that you love to do. Yeah. So then it feels like work, but then it don't feel like work. That's what's the crazy part about it. That's what's crazy part about it, and I'm enjoying life. Like, I am truly enjoying life. I'm having an awesome time on this grind. I hope and pray that because eventually, I mean, we gonna get somewhere.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. If we're gonna get somewhere, whether it be writing for somebody's sitcom, you know what I'm saying, or you are on a sitcom, whatever, you're gonna get somewhere. And I just hope and pray that it feels like this when you get somewhere. You know what I mean? Like the grind, like having,
like it feels worthwhile, like a payoff kind of thing.
Not just still fun. It still is fun. Like Eddie Bryant told me. Shout out to Eddie Bryant. He told me years ago. He was like, Mark, keep having fun now, because when you start having them, and when it started your fucking job, you know what I'm saying, you might have some days where you like hating this shit. And I'm like, I've been there, but then I had to snap back out and like, you know what? I'm having fun. I'm doing something I love to do. I'm getting paid to do it. What else could be fucking? What else could I want right now except for more money? But other than that,
can't do it for money though, because that's when.
No, I don't do it for money. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And I'm hopefully that when I start doing it for that real money, I'm still being able to have fun and enjoying it, and not walking out there like, oh, this is a job. Yeah, how you guys doing? And you had to base the baby first. But bum. Good night. You know what I'm saying?
I've had those nights, and that's just it's because everything can be draining. Like if you don't have a day job, and you're still working, like something is going to be draining to you, one way or another. But it's good that you have like that what is the natural motivation or motivating energy from it.
I'm telling you, it just happened, Justin, when I had to. I don't know. I'm maybe it's God, a higher power, but. Yeah. Regular jobs weren't coming through, and I'm like, I got people working at these places, talking to the people. I'm dead serious. I've had like 3 jobs where we got you. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
And nothing has happened.
Damn.
And no one has called. One person didn't even call me back. One person didn't even they were supposed to got me. We neighbors. These motherfuckers ain't said nothing to me after that. Like.
I mean, what was the job though? Were you applying to be a lawyer? Were you applying for?
No, I was gonna be I was gonna be a security guard working at the front desk of this place.
No offense, anybody can do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Another one, I was gonna be working at the seafood department and at a Giant. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, some like attainable shit.
Yeah, obtainable. Another one was, and this is crazy. I went to school for telecommunications. I can put cable in.
You have a college degree?
No. You go to a trade school.
Okay.
I went to a trade school. Shit. Got certified to put cable in, telephones in.
Yeah.
Nigga, I can't even get that job with the shit in my hand. Yeah, with the shit in my hand. But comedy, people are calling me, hey, could you do this? Hey, could you do that? You know, I'm like, you know what? Like I said earlier, let me put my efforts into this instead of going off in applications. And I am loving it.
Well, shit, 2 things with that make me want to think of. One, this is my second question, which is where do you get your inspirations from and all that stuff. We got a feel for that already, but 2, and the first question I want to ask is, let me pause. Sorry, I completely forgot. All right, but first, in terms of, if people are hitting you up and stuff, how much do you think that has to do with maybe how you come off as a person? As well as outside of maybe just your comedy. Because let's put it like this. There's a lot of people that can be funny, but a lot about comedy right now is booking the nice guy or booking someone that, you can work with. How much do you think you being... Because from what I can tell, our interactions and stuff, you're not really a negative dude.
No, not at all.
You're happy to listen, happy to share kind of guy. You're kind of going with the flow. You know your priorities, but, you're enjoying life. You're enjoying comedy. How much do you think that impacts? I think that does impact it a lot. But then I think also it can be a little bit of a burden to me because I am such of a nice guy that I've had to learn. If someone books you, someone asks you to do a show. First thing you should say is how much. First thing. But I had to learn that because I'm such a nice guy, and I'd be like, okay, cool. And I saw one show. I love these guys. I love Rollo. I love Paris. You know what I'm saying? Love them to death. This ain't got nothing to do with them. But because I know they getting it. I know they grinding. And so we did the same show together. And I'm seeing the producer of the show, do the whole handshake thing where money's exchanged. And I'm looking like, where the fuck my handshake at? But that's not
neither the promoter nor anybody else's fault but mine, because I'm quite sure when they called them and said, "Could you do this show?" It's like, "Yeah, how much? How much
so
you
didn't
paying
sort
me?"
that out before.
Didn't
the
at
show,
all.
you were
Did
just
it all. And I had
Okay.
and that was one of the lessons I had to learn. So with that being said, that's one of the things,
People take advantage of you if you let them and shit.
Yep.
Is that something you've corrected since?
Of course. I've corrected that with saying is when someone asks, "Hey, could you do this? How much? Or what am I getting out of this deal?" Period. Because at the end of the day, you got gas,
Yep.
you got public transportation, you got money that's coming out your pocket to do somebody's show, and if you're not reimbursed for it, then you basically they're gonna basically treat you the same way. They're gonna be like, "I can get some free shit out this nigga, and let me call the dude who I know he ain't gonna say, well, where the money at?"
Yeah.
Because it's happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things that's one of the things I had to learn, as far as me being the person who I am. Don't be so nice when it comes to your pockets and survival.
Yeah. Especially like now, since you're like, if comedy is your main source of income, you can't take those chances like
Not
that.
at all. Not at all. I had to learn that.
I mean, I'm going through something right now where a dude I was supposed to host a show for him last month, and I came through at 6 o'clock because he had said the show was going to be from like 6 to 11, and I was supposed to co-host the thing through, and I didn't even think like, oh, maybe I should ask for money. I was doing it more so of a favor.
Right.
I'm also just like in a phase now where like, I can make the time sacrifices because I have a day job that'll take care of that sort of stuff. So I'll go for the experience, get my time up, and build myself comedically that way. But it's like now, like if I go back, it's like that's not happening again. Like,
Right.
You gotta. I got food and drink last time, but it's like I at least need that next time.
Something.
You want me to host again, 'cause
Something.
And I had to ask. It's like not that he wasn't a nice dude that probably wouldn't have got it anyway. It's just like I asked. It's like, all right, dude, you want this much of my time?
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta get something.
Well, I mean, and at the end of the day, I just had to realize that it's not because I don't like people to not like me.
Yeah,
I
think it's all comics.
it's comics out there that don't give a fuck, and I'm gonna say one name. I don't like the guy. Fuck Ahmed. Fuck Ahmed Valero. Fuck that nigga. Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him. Fuck him. He's a dick.
Yeah.
He's a dick. I don't know why, but me personally, I'm not gonna overly extend myself. Be like, hey, everybody love me, but I'm not out there being a cold dick.
Yeah.
But I had to learn that me saying that, how much and things that's not me being a dick, because I had to get over that. That's me being a human being and having to fucking live.
Understanding show business.
But again, fuck Ahmed. Fuck his dickhead ass. I don't even know why he's not even funny.
I don't know, man. I remember one time I was at a show on 8th Street. He came through the guest host. I was there. It was supposed to start at 8. I got there at 7:45. I got there at 7:30. He shows up with a couple other comics at 7:45. And I talked to him because he's not the regular host. Like, hey, my name's Justin Brown. You're here. When Jamel's here.
Yeah.
You mind if I get some stage time tonight? Whoop-de-whoop. He's like, all right, I'll let you know. Because like normally it's about 20 people that show up.
Right.
Comics.
Right.
That night it was only 4 other comics and me. The 2 he brought came with him and 2 other ones that showed up. So like he starts the show around 8:10. 2 of them go up. And after the second one's on stage, like, hey, you think I can still get some time tonight? He's like, yeah, let me see what's going on. So the third comic goes up, and then he brings the 4th one up. Mm-hmm. And it's around 8:45. And I'm looking at him like, okay.
What's up?
Yeah, you think you still got me? He's like, hey, you know what? Not that many people showed up tonight. I'm just going to call the show. Like, a complete dick move. Like, I've been there before you.
What?
It was 4 people in the audience. It's like, yeah, it's only 4 people.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let my friends party with me, and you can just go ahead back home.
Was like, yeah, it's only 4 people, and I don't know why I came through on stage. Like, just kind of like
he could have
venting
just
and shit.
Even if it was, if
like,
no
I wasn't gonna go up to trash the room, but I've seen like 2 of the other comics that like said this is some small room bullshit to a degree on the stage.
But still, I mean, that's like all the open mics that's the majority of open mics. It's going to happen like that.
Yeah.
So for him not to do that, it's almost like he was just pulling a dick move. Like he
absolutely.
he had a little power.
Absolutely.
And
he
was,
didn't know me from nothing.
Right.
So it's not saying he owed me. I'm just saying it was.
It's
he
still a
should
dick
just said that up
move.
front. It's like, hey, nah, we can only book.
I don't
people
think.
that show up
Yeah.
I would have been cool with that instead of making me waste a whole hour plus
Dick move.
waiting around to get bumped off.
But this podcast ain't about bashing.
Yeah, I might take that part out. Might not. I just
Fuck
let
that.
you know I don't disagree.
Fuck him.
Then it stays. All right. That being said, besides I guess other dickhead comics, where do you get your inspiration from?
Oh, my daughter. She's a big inspiration as far as, and I'm not even talking about as far as telling jokes about her.
Yeah.
Just as far as her humor and her silly and goofiness as far as in the house. Like I said before, I've been around my daughter since
Day one.
Until now, and so that for one is a big part of my comedy. Family, another big part. I don't tend to talk about politics too much like that, but the people who, as far as comic-wise, I look for inspiration. One, the late, great Richard Pryor.
Yep.
Two, the late, great Patrice O'Neal.
Hey, salute.
Some people might think I'm kind of funny with it, but Jerry Seinfeld.
He's got structure, man.
Dave Chappelle. Corey Holcomb.
5150.
Louis C.K.
All right, before or after the
really, we haven't seen anything, so we can't. He hasn't done anything.
Are you still listening to him after the fact? Or?
I didn't buy the app. Or
I'm just saying. Are you?
You can't find his shit.
Separate the artists.
Yeah. That's like when Quincy Jones was saying how gay Richard Pryor was. I was like, I already knew this.
Yeah, if you listen to him, like
I knew that. I read his autobiography. He had a relationship with a transvestite, meaning this was a guy who dressed as a woman, who knew himself as a woman, but still had a penis. He knew this and was in love with the man. Yep. That doesn't take nothing. Matter of fact, on Fire and Smoke, I know you saw that. Fire and Smoke.
My favorite.
Yeah,
Live and Smoking.
Like, is that what it is? What he was on at the little comedy club.
Yep, the only DVD of his I bought, but it's on Netflix and everything.
Yeah, but he openly talked about sucking dick.
The first time. It made everyone awkward, but
but it was his truth. So I look at guys like that, like Bill Burr, where they talk about their truth, their point of view on their lives, the things they see around them, and I get inspiration from that. And so I take my life and the things that I go through, and I try to make people laugh at it. Because I'm laughing at it. I mean, shit. My son is literally trying to make me a grandfather. And I joke about how I'm not supposed to be a grandfather at 38. At all.
It's not
what?
For the black community. Right?
For the black community.
I've heard
this shit's got to stop.
I've heard, that'd be nice, but you can't control everybody's dicks and shit. You know what I mean?
Surely can, but I can slam. I should have scared the shit out of him. I didn't scare him enough. I should have told him, you fucks a girl and get her pregnant, I'll kill you. That's what my father told me. So therefore, my pull-up game was on point. Yeah. I'm not saying I was using rubbers on my high school sweetheart all the time, and I'm not saying I pulled all the time, but I pulled out enough where I was like, nah, man. And it just seemed like he's trying to have this baby. Either he's trying to have this baby as a joke or out of spite to show me how he can be.
He wants it.
And to show me he can be a better father than I was. I think that's what it is.
I mean, there's plenty of time to do that. Just don't.
That's why I'm like holding, like, not now, nigga. Like, you can prove your point, like, when you 25, 30, but not now, nigga, no.
Hey, you had him later in life than...
Yeah, I had him when I was in my 20s, my early 20s.
Exactly. He's got a few years to get himself together before he tries to spite you.
Jesus Christ, I hope so.
Okay.
But those are things I talk about and joke about, because when I first started out and I first was doing comedy, I was doing jokes that I thought people would like to laugh at. You know what I'm saying? Which is as far as political...
in D.C.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I saw that it was funny, but I wasn't having fun because it wasn't my real truth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just basically like... It's almost as if I was like... even though they were my jokes, it was almost like if I was reading a script that somebody else wrote.
Yeah,
it wasn't fun. Like I mean, I've had certain jokes that I can still fall back on that I'm like, okay, that is how I was really thinking at the time, but it was more to the point of I saw what people were doing on TV, and I thought, okay, that's the way I should do it. This is what I should talk about, and it didn't. It wasn't fun for me. So those are the just my family, the comics that I talk about. Those are where I get my inspiration from.
True. And it's good that, I mean, for 13 years, it sounds like you went through your maturation process in terms of, starting, because you start by stealing, in a way. Just either, if not jokes, ideally not jokes, but like a personality, emulating?
Yeah, because I think when I first started, I think when I first started, I was emulating Comic View / Def comedy, like not as far as joke wise, but as far as energy wise, and like you know what I mean, like you know what I mean. Like I was doing that to the point I was like I said, it's like this ain't me. I'm not having fun. This is if they laughing, but I'm not having fun. It's almost like I'm forcing myself to do some shit. No, bro. Let me go and talk about what the fuck I need to talk about. And I do it so much. I remember Ashley, I was working on my jokes and shit. Yeah. Ashley Mayo, shout out to her. Yeah. She came up to me and she was like, I don't know why the fuck keep looking at that shit. All you gonna talk about is your kids and your goddamn wife. And I was like, fuck you, Ashley. It's like, fuck you, Ashley. But it was a joke and I was afraid because that's exactly what I do. And I'm not shy. I'm not shying away from it and I'm not gonna change. Period. Fuck it.
Unless, somebody finds some dirt out on you. Where you were inviting women over to your fucking southeast apartment.
Northeast, buddy.
In front of plants. I wasn't trying to give away your real address, but alright.
Northeast.
Mark Carter from the mean streets of Northeast.
Yeah!
And all that shit. Alright.
Actually, somebody got murdered in my parking lot. A girl got murdered.
What, recently?
Last summer, yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah.
A lot of deaths happen over, around 48th to 52nd? Yeah. I'm getting the shrimp boat.
I've known, matter of fact, it's been 3 guys that I've known. One guy, he got murdered in front of the Valero gas station. Yeah.
Damn.
I knew him. He was friends with my nephews. I saw him laid out. Another guy was friends with was friends with my niece's father. He got murdered on 42nd. Right behind, by 46, right when you was, where you was at, he got murdered right there. Yeah.
That's by the Valero too, matter of fact.
Yeah. So, but anyway,
they need to get rid of that fucking Valero.
They probably do. That's probably what I think they need to get rid of that fucking gas station.
So cheap.
Yeah, but the shit happens. They actually had a for some reason it was like a heroin ring that was going on right there. It was in the paper. They busted some years ago. This ain't even been 10 years. They busted 3-4 years ago a whole ring that was going on back there. They had an apartment set up and all this shit where they was running coke and dope like it was goddamn Frank Lucas and his brothers back that motherfucker. Damn. Yeah. So you probably right. They need probably to shut that bitch down. And put something else up there, like a smoothie machine or something.
Yeah, and just to go ahead and give all the white people comfort. Yeah, coming over. It's okay.
Build a Starbucks up or something.
They're building the fucking the condos and shit over there. That's why they're about to take over that shit too. Yeah. All right. But on a lighter note, we'll go to the radio show real quick and we'll wrap it up after that. All right. Just talk about the radio show, because you did have a radio show initially that eventually evolved to the Facebook. All right, here's so what's the timeline.
Here's how it happened. This isn't like I said, for some reason, comedy and things that's happening in my life, it's starting to be like one of those hallelujah, like one of those Okay. So last year, like I say, every year, and I gotta shout this out. My mom, Cordelia Jones, go to her Facebook page. She's doing great things for kids and the community in Jamaica, women in Jamaica, where she sends school supplies, clothes, things like that to underprivileged kids and women in Jamaica. She helps them, get more domesticated, get more, I guess, interview savvy, going to get jobs and things like that. Okay. Which is I was on the plane coming back. What I'm about to get to. I was on the plane coming back. I'm not coming back, going there, and I met the ambassador of Jamaica. Like the ambassador, not the fucking secretary, but the ambassador. Shout out to Miss Audrey Parks. And she's now is gonna give my mom access, like she's got diplomatic motherfucking credentials to go back and forth to Jamaica and some other things. So I was coming back last year from her fundraiser / because she throws the fundraiser and the birthday every year for birthday and fundraiser celebration, and she hires me to perform. You know, she books my plane ticket. You know what I'm saying? To and fro. And, you know, I stay at my mom's house and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Florida, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lake Worth in the city of Palm Beach. Beautiful, beautiful area. And so when I came back, I was doing Just Jokes Radio with Nikki Moore. I'm going to shout her out. She's still cool. But for some reason, the show was she didn't like where we were at.
Yeah.
She didn't like the station we was at, and she wasn't showing up. And then the last show, I did by myself, and then after I did it, I was told that we're not doing it no more. But I've been doing this shit for like the last 3 years. Damn. You know what I mean? And I just couldn't stop. And I was like, what the fuck? Yo, I got this bug that I love doing radio. I love performing. I love talking with people. Yeah. Whether it be me telling jokes or me just having conversations that's going to enlighten us. You know, I learn something, you learn something, whatever. So I was like, why the fuck can I keep this going? And I just had a thought, was like, wait, I could do this on Facebook Live. Instead of me with my phone in my hand, you know, walking around talking to people while I'm cooking whatever the fuck or taking a shower and all this other stupid silly shit people do with Facebook Live. I'm like,
take showers on Facebook?
Nigga, you don't see them. Yeah. You can't. They don't show them by naked body, but they put you, they the screen, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, come on, man. Like, everybody's doing stupid shit. Like, even the story that happened the other day, a week ago, where the guy got shot in the head.
Oh, Facebook. That's happened a few times though.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, this is stupid. Y'all are taking something that could be used, you know, in a positive way, and y'all just doing silly, stupid shit.
It's humans though. Like, we always gonna do some dumb shit at the end of the day.
But that was crazy. That was crazy. But so I was just like, you know what? Let me set it up like a show. Yeah. Let me set up like a show. Let me put in the description section, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to talk about, and let's go from there. And the response has been great. It's just been, like I said, it's a job because I'm having to come up with topics every day. Every day and hold court. At first, I was doing it for 2 hours.
Jesus.
Yeah, I was doing it from 12 to 2. And it was going great.
By yourself, no breaks.
No breaks, not at all.
No bathroom breaks.
No bathroom breaks, none of that. Damn. And so I was like, but I didn't want to keep people there too long for 2 hours. 12 to 2 in the afternoon.
Were they watching the whole thing though?
They were though.
Okay.
But I just was like, let me break it down to an hour. And so I broke it down to an hour, and it's been great. It's just like I said, the work has just been to come up with different topics every day. But that's how it happened. It happened on the humble where. So I was getting shut down here, and I was like, I got to keep it moving. Yeah. And now I kept it moving, and it might get to a point where I'm going to have my own radio show on a real radio station. So just keep my fingers crossed.
No, I keep my fingers crossed for you. Shit. That's what man. Fucking, that's crazy, though, just because, I don't know what to say.
But before you say that, I think I done sparked something. Yeah. Have you noticed, like, a lot of people are, like, doing Facebook Lives now?
No, I'm off Facebook.
Oh, you off Facebook. Go back and look sometimes. It's like a lot of people now are doing Facebook
Live. Local comedians?
Local comedians, yeah. And some of my friends who watch the show now, like, I'll put my phone on and I go to Facebook, all of a sudden, boom. Such and such doing a live show, and I'm like, okay, let me see what they doing live, and then they try and do a show. No, they're not doing much, but they're like, the topic for today is, and I'm like, nigga, you wasn't doing that. Like, okay, maybe that's just like, you know, a homage to me and all that, but man, you wasn't doing that like a month ago, nigga.
Anybody what? Shout you out at least? Just give you credit if you think if that's where it's going.
I haven't watched it that long for them to do that. Well, they'll say hey when I get on there, but. Yeah. My brother, actually, my stepbrother, he actually took what I was doing and actually did something for real. So he was having on Facebook Live every Tuesday during the football season. He was doing like a fantasy football show.
Oh,
Shout out to Ciozy Powell. I think he's gonna do that again this year. So y'all go check him out, man. I couldn't fully watch it because I boycotted football because of Colin Kaepernick.
I did that.
So I had no idea what the fuck he was talking about. But
you didn't even look up stats. Like I didn't watch, but I was like on the websites and shit, looking at transactions.
Didn't watch shit. Only football game I saw was the Super Bowl because I was invited to the Super Bowl party. That's it. Didn't watch a fucking game. Had no idea what the fuck he was talking about. But it seemed great. The nigga had motherfucking graphics and all that shit. I just told him. I said, I don't know what the fuck is going on, so I ain't got nothing to give to this show. But I started to see a lot of people that doing Facebook Live shows and things like that. So I'm like, hey, that's cool. I guess it had to start somewhere. So I'm glad it was me.
Shit, man. Well, let's see what we want to end this on. In terms of goals, I think that's the big thing. Goals and advice. So, firstly, what either short-term or long-term goals that you have for comedy, stand-up, and then short-term or short-term, long-term.
Short-term right now, and it'd be funny because every time I say this, everybody be like, "You ain't for real, you ain't." Short-term right now, I'm not even gonna lie. I want to do the Big Hut and goddamn the Improv. Have not done it yet. And people be like, and you look at me too like, huh? You kind of look at me like
Big Hut? You can't get on Big Hut?
Haven't done it yet. I've emailed and all that, and I guess it's because at one point I was like, man, fuck that. I ain't about to email all these people. You know what I'm saying? With these email lists, I'm gonna go do comedy with sign up on site.
Yeah, because other places you can.
It's other places to go. So I was just like, there's no point me. Filling out the big, sign up for the Big Hut every goddamn week, and I don't know if I'm going to get on, so I'm going to go to spots that I know I'm going to get on. But now I'm seeing, because shout out to Russ Green, he was like, he told me, he was like, Mark, it's time for you to stop doing just these open mics all the time. But I'm like, I have such a, you want to get on and do time so badly that you know what I'm saying? But he was like, at the 3 houses in D.C. are underground comedy, Improv, and
Capitalized?
No, Draft House. Those are the 3 main houses.
Yeah.
The 3 main houses. And so I did Wonderland for them 2 Sundays ago.
For underground?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm just going to keep emailing them again, and da-da-da-da. And hopefully I get to there, whereas I can get to the Improv. And then I can maybe, because I'm starting to travel. Like I said, I'll be starting to go to New York, and then I'll be starting to head to Vegas, fingers crossed also. Nice. Not the Strip. Off the Strip.
For just mics or
No. I'm actually going to probably be having a show that I'm going to be working for like a week, like a week or 2 out of the month in Vegas, but not on the Strip, off the Strip.
I mean, shit, man. Opportunity.
Yeah. So with that, I just want the short-term goal is I want to do those 2 things because I've done the Draft House numerous of times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just have not done the Improv or Big Hut. And I want to do those before I actually say, adios, DC. I love y'all. I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? I just want to do those. So that's my short-term goal. Long-term goal, hopefully, if it works out, I want to be a cast member of Saturday Night Live. That's my dream, man.
That's it?
That's my dream. That's my dream. That's my dream, to be a cast member of Saturday Night Live.
Just because you grew up with it, or why SNL?
Yeah, because I grew up with it. I just see myself in that atmosphere and how I know it could take me to a whole nother level, but it just looks. Now, granted, looks can always be deceiving.
Yeah.
But it just looks so much of what I want to do as far as comedy wise, as far as writing with your friends and your colleagues and having to go to work every day and be funny. That just looks awesome to me. I remember I told Jermaine, he was, I shouted him, I said, man, you're doing big things, man. I'm proud of you.
Jermaine Fowler.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Jermaine Fowler. Everybody doesn't know him personally. But I was like, man, I'm proud of you, man. And the show that you on, it looks like y'all are really having really fun doing it. Fuck, I done forgot the name of the show that quick.
Something Donuts?
No, that's the second one. I haven't seen that one.
Oh,
the one that was
the people.
The one, no, Friends. That was funny. But that was a sketch show. I'm talking about the show that's on HBO where it's about a guy whose wife cheated on him. He wants to be a comic. His wife cheated on him. She basically kicked him out of the house, and now he's staying on.
Who's the star?
I forget his name.
Is it Pete?
Yeah, I think something like that. And he stays on Artie Lang's couch. But anyway, Aparna, and
I know the show. Keep going.
yeah, Aparna and Jermaine are in it, and they just look like they have fun doing it. And that's my long-term goal, to be on Saturday Night Live. Crashing, yes.
Pete Holmes.
Yes, Pete Holmes. They look like they're having fun, and I just can't wait to get to that point where, making movies, doing TV, having fun, doing this shit for real and having fun. Like,
yeah, I hope it stays fun for you, man, because that shit.
That's what that's what I said. I think, like I said, looks can be deceiving, but it just seems like SNL, Keenan ain't gone nowhere. Because it just seems so fun and so like, why would I leave?
Well, he's also he is a funny dude. Like, that is.
But why?
Without question. What is it? All that trained him for SNL.
Yeah.
And by God, he's probably the funniest.
He's the
solid black dude they've had since Eddie Murphy.
Do you know he's the
he's not Eddie
You
Murphy,
know he's the longest running cast member in
14,
SNL history.
15 years.
Yeah, in SNL, he's like, there's nobody been on there longer than him. And I'm looking like I want to do what he's doing. He looks like he's having. You can look at. He's like he's having so much fun doing the shit. And and like you said, he's the longest black running cast member since Eddie Murphy. And if you notice, him and Eddie, go back and look at Eddie. They were having fun to the point where they're laughing, doing shit in the middle of shit. Like, I remember one time Eddie was doing that that angry black man or some shit. It was like Black Man or something, and he was like, being real like black, like, yeah, we gotta do this and do that and da da da. And the audience, he said something, the audience was laughing. He said, "Shut up! Don't make me laugh, y'all." Like, like just that spot, like, this is spontaneous fun. They look like they're having fun taping a show. Like, I want to do that. So that's my long-term goal. And eventually, if I stick to the short-term and the long-term and keep grinding in the middle, I think it'll happen. And if it don't happen, shit, something else will happen. Maybe they'll come up with another For the People, and I can do that. You know what I'm saying?
So you don't want to put one on yourself. You just want to be given the opportunity to.
That's it. I'm telling you, and that's one thing. That's one thing I know. If I'm given the opportunity, I know I can kill it. I know I'm going to handle my business. That's why I said, if I can just get the opportunity to do the big hunt, get the opportunity to do the improv, they're going to see. And when they see, they can't deny it, or they'll be haters.
True. And if they don't want you now, just go to the places where people want you.
That's it. And then they'll want me eventually. And then that's when I can be like, oh yeah, remember when you guys didn't book me back in the day?
Remember you didn't want to date me back in high school?
And then I shit on them. Nah, I ain't that much of a dick.
Nah, man. I mean, it's not being a dick. It's just, you can only, in comedy, right? You have to go where your audiences are. So, I mean, if you have to go out of state to find your audience, that's part of the journey. I mean, that's what you have to do. That's been part of the journey.
And a lot of my peers that I started off with, that's exactly what they done.
Yep.
I said they did everything they could do, and then they left, and then they are doing big and great things. So.
All right. Well, in terms of big and great things, what about the radio show long term? I know short term is
long term. I hope to have a radio show. On fucking Sirius or ever. Right
daily,
now,
weekly?
Right, daily. Right now, my people are in the talks of get me to, I think it's an internet radio station, and so hopefully, like daily. Like, I hope to maybe, hopefully and praying I can be like what the Breakfast Club is. You know what I'm saying? Or even what, like, I fucking swear I missed that goddamn show. But even the show like with Opie and Anthony.
Oh yeah, love that show.
Love that show. What the fuck happened to them?
What the fuck was? Along,
they never got along.
But no, like they didn't get along for real. Then Anthony got kicked off. I'll tell you later, but they just disintegrated over the course of like.
I couldn't believe it. They were never friends. We'll talk about it today. You explain to me later, because I just. But anyway, to maybe get to that point. To that, I can do that weekly and you know,
recognize like, oh, that's Mark Carter.
Mark Carter show. Yeah, and then you know
right.
everything else, and I can bring my friends on like you and Brandon. Shout out to you guys at Broken Mike, man. Y'all doing y'all thing, man. I appreciate y'all every fucking Monday. Let me come and work out. Shenanigans is starting to feel like home where I can go and really be myself. You know what I'm saying? Like the last month, I think I've been having some really great sets because for one, the crowd's been nice. And for two, I've been able to, you guys have made it comfortable for me where I can come and be myself and, you know, joke about my truths. And it's been going great. Shit, been going so great. My friend started comedy. Shout out to Charlie Porn Kush. That's not his name, though.
It's not. He goes by his real name over at the other room I saw him at. He only does Porn Kush at fucking Shenanigans.
Why? I'm going to ask him that. Why did you do that?
Older black audience. I don't think they would take kindly to Porn Kush.
Oh, that's right. He did do that. Yeah, he told me. Yeah, he told me. Yeah. Oh, that's why. Yeah, they wouldn't go over it.
You know, it's hard enough to sell them on porn as a bit. You want to put that as your name.
Porn
like,
Kush.
I was going to approach you afterwards.
I don't get it. But I'd like to thank you, Justin, for having me on this podcast, man. You doing some big things. Like I said, you, Brandon, and Mike, y'all keep doing y'all. And I'm like I said, I'm just going. I just want everybody to get along, because it's enough out here. It's enough out here for all of us.
Everybody can eat.
Everybody can eat. I don't get why they like it. Everybody can eat. Like my man said, I'm paid in full. Everybody eats, B. We can all eat as long as we stop all this bickering and infighting and all this cliquey shit. There's enough out here for everybody.
Isn't that the nigga that killed everybody though?
No, that was Alpo in Paid in Full who shot Mitch. Real story though.
Cameron didn't do that?
Cameron
didn't say that?
No.
Mitch said that.
No. A-Z said that, which is Ace in the movie. Wood Harris's character.
What's his name?
He kept saying that. Yeah, he kept saying everybody eats, B. Everybody eats. Everybody. That was his line. He wanted everybody to eat, which was true. True story.
They did for a minute, and you know, what's his name got ready. But all right, man. That being said, it's been a pleasure having you on.
Thank you.
Guys that couldn't tell, Mark is a very easy guy to root for, so I'm rooting for you as well.
Thanks, man.
Hoping all the positive things you put out there come back to you many-fold. But it's been an On the Grind podcast. Mark, where can people find you real quick online?
All right, you can go find me at Instagram, Mr. Van Carter. You can find me on Facebook, Mark Carter, and my other fan page, Comedian Mark Carter on Facebook. You can go hit up my webpage, which is markcartercomedy.com, and Twitter at Mark C. Mac. I don't really be on Twitter a lot. You know, I stream everything from Instagram. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
What's
trying.
Instagram?
Instagram is Mr. Van Carter. Like I said, real easy. Mr. Van Carter. And like I said, you want to book me, you can go to markcartercomedy.com.
Are you at any places they can find you at soon?
Oh! This Wednesday, tomorrow, I'll be at Shenanigans.
Yeah.
I'll be at Shenanigans for my man, Justin, and Broken Mike's every week open mic. And Wednesday, I'll be hosting at the Bourbon in Adams Morgan for DC Comedy Festival's first annual, which should really be inaugural.
Yeah,
but we're not going to say that to them. But that's when I was like, that's a major typo.
At least you got your name on the flyer.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be at the Bourbon hosting the show with headliner Larry Lancaster. Very funny guy from Baltimore.
Funny as shit.
Yeah. So hopefully I get to see my girl Ray Diva. Because she's always with Larry.
And then after that, you what?
Oh no, I just went somewhere thinking about Ray Diva.
Hey man. I'm not mad at you. And then after that, you said you could they might be able to find you in New York and LA.
Yeah. Watch, check me out. I'll be in New York pretty soon. Heading to Vegas pretty soon.
Are you gonna update them on your website?
Yes.
Or how can they find out more?
That stuff? MarkCarterComedy.com.
Okay. All right, Mark, man. It's been a pleasure, dog. I'm gonna go ahead and let you go.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for listening. This has again been On the Grind with Justin Brown. Your host Justin Brown, and y'all take it easy till next time. Take care.
Peace.